Well, good morning. It is Friday, March 29th. I wanted to jump on. Um, Yesterday was a complete horseshit show. Um, I was in so much excruciating pain pretty much the entire day that I, I laid in bed and prayed to God to keep me sleeping through it. Um, I'm ready to go today. I have a couple appointments this morning, and I'll try to be as live as I can there when I get there. Um, and then after my endoscopic, where they just stick the scope down, I'm going to see if they'll be able to videotape some of that for you. But we'll talk about that as well. But I wanted to give you a few minutes this morning, kind of a motivational, some motivational ideas, um, and me doing some research. Excuse me. I gotta turn around. It's hard to get comfortable these days. Me doing some research and just, I want to talk about stopping alcohol and addiction. So I'm going to need your help with this and take it seriously, because you can really take some of the steps I'm going to give to you and you can test them out. I haven't. Um, I don't drink. I have no desire to drink. It disgusts me, actually. You, everyone else can drink. That's fine, but it's not made for me. So, I wanted to take some time today and talk about a motivational situation where, you're thinking about not drinking anymore and not having that in your life. So what factors made alcoholism hereditary? Because it does seem to have a strong hereditary component. What we basically concluded after doing some research and tremendous amount of research, reading that people who are prone to alcoholism, at least one type of person who's prone to one type of alcoholism got a very, very powerful stimulant, okay? Um, and a stimulant effect from the alcohol during the time that their blood alcohol level was ascending. So in the 10 or 15 minutes after they took a drink, especially if they took a large drink fast or multiple large drinks fast, you can probably tell by the way, if you're one of those people, if you want to go do this in the bar, the next time you go on an empty stomach, okay? Take your pulse. On your pulse, take your pulse and write it down. Drink 3 or 4 shots fast. Wait 10 minutes. Take your pulse again. It's gone up 10 or 15 beats a minute, right? Look out. Because that means alcohol is working as a psychomotor stimulant for you. And what I've read is that for many of these people, it's an opiate effect. What seems to happen is they drink alcohol fast. They produce probably beta endorphins, although we were never told we can't. It would be blocked with naltrexone, which is an opiate antagonist. Anyway, the other characteristics of that pattern of alcohol consumption is that the real kick only occurs when you're ascending the limb blood alcohol curve. So first of all, your blood alcohol goes up, okay? Then it goes down. And generally when it goes down, it's not pleasant, okay? That's when you start to feel hungover. The hangover is actually alcohol withdrawal, by the way. So it's like heroin withdrawal, except it's alcohol withdrawal. It's generally not pleasant for people, so they usually sleep through it, or it puts them to sleep. But if you're one of these people who get a real kick on the ascending limb of the blood alcohol curve, then you can just keep pounding back the alcohol and it'll keep hitting you and keep you in that position where on the ascending part of the blood alcohol curve, and you can probably tell if you're on one of these. You can't stop once you get started, okay? So if it is like, and it's like, man, 4 drinks quick, you're gone until the alcohol runs out. It's 4 in the morning, or until you've spent all your money, or you've been at the last bar in town, or that you're still sitting, everybody's going home from the party and you're still drinking. And you might suspect that you're one of those people. And if you are one of those people, well then you should watch the hell out. Because alcohol is a vicious drug. And it gets people in grasp hard. And it's hard for them to escape once they do it. People also drink to quiet anxiety. So now the problem, because we were looking at the genetics of alcoholism, it wasn't easy to study offspring of alcoholic mothers. And the reason for that is they might have consumed alcohol during pregnancy, in which case, and that's a bad idea, especially there are certain key times in pregnancy where even a few drinks are not good. And that turns out, if I remember correctly, that turns out to be the times when the fetus is producing the bulk of its hippocampal tissue. And so anyway, so if it turned out that daughters or sons of female alcoholics were markedly different from the general population in some manner, we wouldn't be able to tell if that was a consequence of alcohol consumption during pregnancy or if it was a genetic reflection. So what we wanted to do was study sons of male alcoholics, and so the mothers actually couldn't be alcoholic, and we wanted their fathers. The best subjects had an alcoholic father and an alcoholic grandfather, and at least one or more alcoholic first or second degree male relatives, and they couldn't be alcoholic, and they had to be young. So because Obviously, if there were 40 and they still weren't alcoholic, then they probably weren't going to be alcoholic. So we wanted to catch them, between, say, well, it had to have been 18, which it was in Quebec. In my readings, that was even a little late. Probably, that's the best we could do for an ethical perspective. So we used these guys into the lab, and we got them quite drunk. So that that is all I wanted to start with today. That there are studies, and I really hope that the short, quick studies make you think. I owe an answer to Cheryl on a couple things in regards to my alcoholism and how it affected my children. And then also I owe how do I fight a relapse? And then how do I combat depression? So I plan on answering those at least at some point later today. If there are others of you out there that also are combating depression, whether you drink or you are a family member of a drinker, we would certainly like to hear that. How do you cope? What are some of the things you do? Do you get out of the house? Do you try to get them involved with things? So I'm going to be speaking about those. I haven't forgotten, but I do need to get ready for my doctor appointment this morning. And I'm praying it's not 5 liters again, because it's just getting to be too much on my body. And anyway, have a wonderful morning, and I will speak to you soon.